Oh, I like the art there. That's pretty cool. Shadow Oh, that thing looks badass. Jesus. The Shadow Predator.
心は穏やかに健康無極我が陣痛を示せ
Order the monster to charge into stone. Okay. I was trying to read the thing there. There you go. Charge into stone pillars to stun it. Oh god, I got bigger. There you go. There you go, charging the pillar. I guess we didn't really need Cherno at all. Boss is weak to fire. Oh. Yeah, I can definitely tell by how Boo Boo took it down. Yeah, guess I didn't need Cherno at all. I brought Cherno just in case because I know Cherno's really good for fighting bosses with the, poison damage and that. But I guess I didn't even need to bring Cherno. Stop, demon. I said stop. Boo Boo's fierce shouts assaulted the monster as the bullets drove into its tough body. She was right. It should have stopped by now. No creature would withstand such relentless attacks. Its body riddled with bullet holes should have collapsed even if it was just a solid steel. Ugh. Boo Boo stood a few steps from me, her breast ragged and her energy visibly drained. As a new manifestation with no formal training, she relied only on raw strength and sheer stubbornness to fight. Add to that our injuries and lack of supplies, we were reaching our limits. But so was the beast. Both sides attacked and countered relentlessly with a primal drive for survival. The fight had devolved into a brutal war for attrition. After another round of desperate skirmishes, both sides were forced to pause, and the cavern, now resembling a gladiator arena, only the disjoint rhythm of their labored breathing in the beast remained. But the battle wasn't over, not yet. Boo Boo and I could feel the air throb with the suffocating intent to kill. The beast was gearing up for one final attack and would have to choose a target. From this distance, if it went for Boo Boo, I wouldn't be able to stop it in time. Hey Cobalt, if it comes for me, can you take it down, right? I can try, for sure. Good, then. She flashed me a faint smile, the same one it's been so many times before, but at the same time I slowly raised my hand. This is the closest we've ever come to a victory. No matter what, I wasn't leaving it to chance. Boo Boo stared blankly at my left hand, now lacing with clear crystals that were glowing with the entirety blue light in the dim cave. It was Taijin, something that had no place in this realm of consciousness. By channeling the Taijin coursing through my body, I managed to maintain a tenuous connection between Boo Boo and me, since the handcuffs were severed. It wasn't that I hadn't considered using it earlier, but doing so required breaking the failsafe Vidya had embedded deep in my mind to prevent me from getting lost in Boo Boo's. But a gesture, Jason, you already have plenty of courage, reason, and resolve. What more could you possibly need from me? I need to lead me a thread to reality. Last time when Boo Boo had died for me was the consciousness space, the mental anchor Vidya placed allowing me to pull back into reality. But this time I had no choice but to break the very failsafe to set for myself, to shatter the wall between reality and illusion, to severing my only lifeline. If I did this, Frida and the others would no longer be able to pull me out. If Boo Boo didn't survive, both of us would be trapped here forever. Yet I had faith in our odds of victory. It was simply a clash of willpower in the realm of consciousness, and when it came to our sheer determination, I had never lost besides. I could hear them. They were out there doing everything they could to keep our consciousness stable. They were waiting for me to return. Now was not the time for hesitation. It was the time to trust them completely and to replicate their efforts with everything I had. After what felt like an eternity of deliberation, though only a split second had passed in reality. I tightened my grip and the Taijin crystals embedded in my left hand shattered instantly. A surge of power exploded from me like a storm. Far off, the monster let out a piercing shriek as though summoned by the energy and charged straight at me. I knew it. Doing this would force it to target me instead of Boo Boo. In the blink of an eye, it towered over me, its massive frame casting a stifling shadow, arms raised high, but in doing so it exposed its underbelly. There it was, the weak spot we'd painstakingly carved out together, bullet by bullet, a deep, ragged wound in the chest. That was the best shot. One opening, one chance, no time to hesitate or worry about counterattacks. At my mental command, the Taijin surged, encasing me like armor, summoning every ounce of strength I had, hurling myself at the beast, aiming straight for the wound. Just as I crashed into the chest, the beast's massive claws swung out, and the outer layer of my Taijin armor shattered under the blow. The blast tearing the creature's gaping wound even wider. This is reactive armor, you dumbass. The colossal impact sent me hurling through the air, though the haze of pain I heard Boo Boo shout and then crack of gunfire. Everything happened so fast in the blink of an eye, silence descended and I was nothing but darkness. The impact left me utterly drained and I could even summon the strength to open my eyes. All that kept me tethered to consciousness was the searing pain coursing through my body and the metallic tang of blood in my throat. But I knew this wasn't from physical injuries, it was from the connection between Boo Boo and me, fraying, growing, perilously thin. A faint sound like fabric striking stone reached my ear. It drew closer and closer until it finally stopped right beside me and I felt her gentle hand lift my head, sending it into her lap. Her familiar voice reaching my ears, but it was choked and hoarse. Why would you go this far for me? Her soft fingers brushed against my face, tenderly wiping away the blood that blurred my vision. It should have been me. It should have been me the one risking everything for you. Warm tears splashed onto my skin. Because you're worth it. Adjacent. Boo Boo, you're worth every bit of effort to save. I forced a deep breath into my lungs to finish what I needed to say. After all, for this victory, you and I, we faced 42 deaths, and together we pulled off this miracle. So we only had like 10 more tries before Cherno would have got mad. Good to know. 42... What? It's okay, you'll remember once we get out of here. Last time you cried your eyes out. For now, just think of me as one of those storybook heroes you've always admired. A long silence followed, then, like a dam breaking, Boo Boo's words erupted in a storm of raw, unrelenting emotion. I knew it from the start. You weren't supposed to be here. You couldn't possibly be here. You predicted everything, made all the right moves. How could anyone do that? Well, if you knew all along, then what's with the tears? Because I didn't want you to disappear, and I want to figure out all those things you said to me, all those things you did. What was it all for? It was for us. I felt my consciousness and memory unraveling like snowflakes melting in the sun. Only instinct pushed me to finish what I had said. For us to meet again. You have to live, because as long as you exist, I exist. Now my body, like my consciousness, began to dissolve. I could no longer see my face as my senses blurred, but I still heard her choking sobs. I'll live for us, I promise. Good, that's great. Mustering the last dredge of my strength, I managed a faint smile and whispered my final words. Boo Boo, see you in the real world. And that concludes my report on the operation. I reached over and turned off the holographic projector in T's office, then shifted my attention back to her. Of course, the version I'd shown her was carefully edited, with the final moments omitted. No need for T to watch me make a girl cry her heart out. As for the monster Boo Boo encountered in reality, the field ops department hasn't been able to track it down yet. We need to stay vigilant. See, Director T, I've always kept my promises. But even you've never been this eager to play the hero before. T sighed, pointing a finger at my forehead. I knew what she was referring to, the odd-looking device currently strapped to my head, covering half my face. It was a medical rig hastily developed by the medical department. As soon as Boo Boo's consciousness was restored, they wheeled me straight into surgery. It took them an entire day to stabilize my overactive neural pathways. Now I had to wear this contraption for a few days to help recover. It's the price I pay for the choice, I guess. Honestly, it's a lot less than I expected. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, and hey, I'm doing just fine, aren't I? So even when you keep your physical body safe, we can't really stop you from throwing yourself into danger. I might need to reevaluate the necessities of the spindle system. Once this all wraps up, I'll personally handle its evaluation, including adjustments to the field ops department's perks and workload. Before T could respond, I reached across her desk and picked up a silver-white metallic strip. It was the spindle system's data log disk, something I'd grown all too familiar with. There's been an unexpected development with Boo Boo's data files since she woke up. Oh good, so she did wake up. In short, the contexts are expanding uncontrollably to prevent corruption of existing data I had RD isolated with a separate partition. Seems like these added contents might hold the truth behind what Boo Boo unearthed in the depths. Only you and I know the files exist, and as for its context, I haven't looked at it myself. Whether to use it and when, I will leave that up to you. If it were solely up to me, I'd use it right away, but knowing them, I doubt they'd let me. I glanced towards the office window with a wary smile. Sure enough, at least two of the manifestations were waiting outside, ready to whisk me away for the moment this meeting ended. Having someone keep you in check might actually be a good thing, wouldn't you say? T's gaze drifted away as she propped her chin on one hand and reached for a folder on her desk with the other. Before she could grab it, I snatched the folder away. Same goes for you, Director T. Without someone reining you in, you'd work yourself into the ground. How about calling it a day? T rose from her chair to retrieve the folder, but I was faster. Standing on my tiptoes, I stashed it on the highest shelf of the bookcase and darted towards the door. 6 p.m. our usual spot, dinner first, then you can get back to drowning yourself in paperwork. Darling, are you done with your meeting? Right on cue, Fenny's voice drifted from the hallway and I closed the door behind me after the answer your call. I'm doing so much reading, I'm losing my voice. Oh no. I'm gonna need to take a break after this. It wasn't the voices of Cobalt and Fenny fading into the distance that T allowed herself to relax, leaning back in her chair. For a fleeting moment, a rare sense of lightness and satisfaction filled her chest. She couldn't even remember the last time she felt this way. But she quickly pushed the feeling aside, reaching for another folder on her desk. He'll never know, T mused with a satisfied smile. He never guessed that what he stashed on top shelf wasn't some critical report, but T's treatment plan prescribed by the medical department. Even for someone like T, out of sight, out of mind, would be a comforting philosophy now and then. Boo Boo woke up feeling as though she had been lost in an endless dream. In that dream, she was trapped in a labyrinth of undergrowing caves, battling a relentless monster over and over again. But in the same dream, she met him, Cobalt, the adjacent everyone at Yaegerso spoke with awe and admiration. He wasn't at all like the image she'd pierced together with the rumors and reports. Though undeniably sharp and brilliant, he wasn't cold or distant. There's quite a warmth to him and a presence that felt strangely reassuring. Together they explored ancient ruins and stood in awe under a starry sky by an underground river, and in the end he defeated that seemingly invincible beast. She couldn't explain why, but his voice, face, and every gesture was seared into her memory. Though they'd never met before, all she had was close her eyes and there he was. In the days following her recovery, Boo Boo met a steady stream of new faces. The lab-coated specialist who frequented her room called her a medical miracle. They marveled at her rapid recovery and assumed she'd be discharged soon. Director T stopped by briefly, checking on her condition and informing her that she was now officially a Himmel operative. So cool, I'm now her boss. She also met a fiery-haired intelligence officer who handled her thick stack of forms to sign while grumbling about bureaucracy. Yeah, that's Caroline. Definitely Caroline. But all the people she met, Cobalt wasn't among them. She never even mentioned him to anyone. She convinced herself it was just a nonsensical dream and a figment of her imagination conjured by a heroic savior in the darkest hour. Tears blurred her vision as she walked down the hall, her head bowed low, completely unaware of the figure turning the corner ahead. By the way, it's not T, it's Greek letter for Tau. Oh. I always just call them T because, you know, it looks like a T and then O and then W and... Oh. Huh. Tau, huh? I'll have to keep that one in mind. Until she bumped right into the person, a strong hand reached out to steady her. She looked up and found herself staring into the pair of eyes that froze her in place. Her heart had skipped a beat. Have we met before? You know, that pickup line is so last century, young lady. Oh, no, I didn't mean, I'm sorry, Her face flushed with embarrassment and disappointment. Seeing her so flustered, I decided to stop teasing her. But yes, we have, and it's been a while, Miss Geomancer. Before I could say more, she threw herself into my arms. The endless loop had finally been broken. Across all those resets, we had forged an unbreakable bond. Now, at last, we could feel the warmth of each other's hearts in reality. This time, neither of us would ever let go. Oh, good. And that is the end of the story chapter, Maze of Darkness. Nice, got a lot of rewards from it too. Alright, so we got all the story stuff done. I can claim all those. And then, yeah, we just gotta do all those now. Alright, so... Oh, excuse me. So that's the story stuff done. Looks like we have Endless Battle. We have the Trials, 7-Day Carnival, and we have that challenge of Battleground Nexus of Life. Okay. Alright, well, I'm going to take a quick break. Mostly just to kind of give my voice a rest and stuff too, and maybe get some food because I'm a little bit hungry. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and then when we come back, we'll do the rest of the event stuff that we can for now, and then go from there. So, yeah, so I'm going to take a quick break, and then I will be right back.